In just minutes, a pastor and 2 other church workers arrested when allegations of horrible abuse came to light. Now 8 women are sharing their stories of survival. The heartbreaking details they want the world to know about at 10. And a pattern of violence emerging in one Jacksonville neighborhood. Tonight, a city leader says opioids could be behind the chaos. What the sheriff's office can reveal about the claim in just minutes on the 10 o'clock news.
Not such a terrific Tuesday. You'll see one of these two. See you at 10.
Bullet holes in a home following a wave of shootings in Ocean Way. Now, city leaders plan to address the violence. Plus, more local women are coming forward after 3 men with ties to a Jacksonville church are charged with sex crimes. The 10 o'clock news is next.
First, Russia invades Ukraine. Now the people invade mansions owned by the oligarchs. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Tomorrow at 7:30 on Channel 4. From the local station, the 10 o'clock news starts now.
Tonight on the 10 o'clock news, bullet holes at a home in Ocean Way. They're from one of the latest drive-by shootings plaguing this neighborhood on Jacksonville's north side. Good evening to you. At least 6 teens have been shot in the past 2 weeks. One of them was killed.
And this Thursday, city council members plan to address the recent violence with a town hall meeting. News for Jax reporter Renee Beninati has been piecing together the timeline of events. She's joining us live at Deersong Drive with what she's found. Renee?
Kent, we learned that a home here on Deersong Drive was just riddled with bullets just hours after that shooting near First Coast High School last Tuesday. At that house, we counted at least 11 bullets in the garage, front door, and windows of that home. Now, we also learned that just about an hour after that shooting, there was another drive-by shooting at an apartment complex just a few miles away from here.
Thank you, Renee. And neighbors will have an opportunity to talk with city leaders about the violence there in Ocean Way. A community forum is happening this Thursday at Ocean Way Baptist Church. Councilman Reggie Gaffney and City Council President Sam Newby plan to be there. The meeting starts at 6 p.m.
It could be as soon as tomorrow when a 3rd suspect joins 2 others in the Duval County Jail. All 3 charged in a capital sexual battery case stemming from a local church. Church pastor Paul Dial was arrested Wednesday in Jacksonville, and Jerome Teschendorf and Vernon Williamson were arrested in Oklahoma. Williamson is the only one not yet in Duval County. News for Jax anchor Stacey Spanos joins us tonight. Some of the women making the claim, Stacey, came forward today saying these men abused them when they were children.
Janice, the women we spoke with today told News for Jax they wanted to come forward, 1, because they want justice to be served, and 2, they believe there are more victims out there.
In Putnam County tonight, an 81-year-old pilot is safe after making an emergency water landing. It happened at a reservoir on Barden Road in Pulaski. The pilot experienced a mechanical issue while flying from Georgia to Palatka Municipal Airport, forcing him to land on the water. A Navy helicopter received the plane's distress call and rescued that pilot. We're told that he was able to walk away from the crash with no injuries.
The latest update coming out of Ukraine tonight. There have been heavy explosions in the nation's capital and deaths after a residential building was hit by shelling, according to authorities. Tonight, Jacksonville's interfaith community held a prayer and peace vigil. News for Jax reporter Bree Isom joins us live. Bree, this event was meant to help educate the public as well?
Yes, and just a few hours ago, Clutho Park was filled with dozens of people learning how they can give back to those suffering in Ukraine and learn more about how it actually impacts them.
Thank you, Bree. Later in the newscast at 10:30, we will have the latest breaking updates on the war in Ukraine as the country's capital city is under attack.
A St. Augustine teacher has been arrested by the FBI. He's accused of trying to meet with a teenage girl for sex. Investigators say Matthew Yates sent sexual messages and photos to who he thought was a 14-year-old girl, but was actually an undercover FBI agent. Yates is an 8th grade teacher at Veritas Classical School, a Christian school that teaches kindergarten through 10th grade. We've reached out to Veritas Classical Academy and its board. We are still waiting for a response on this. An attorney for Yates declined to comment. If convicted, the 27-year-old could face 10 years to life in federal prison. A woman will be charged with arson after investigators say she intentionally set her West Side apartment on fire. Now 27 people won't be able to return home. Happened last night at the Jacksonville Heights Apartments off of 103rd Street. Neighbor Demetrion Sloan is among the tenants being helped by the Red Cross.
Smelling all the smoke and everything, like just everything was happening at once. Everything was happening so fast. Yeah, it definitely was scary.
The apartment complex management says that it's full and there's nowhere else to put the people who have been affected. This is the second fire in 5 months for the complex. 30 people were displaced back in October.
Still ahead, video shows a construction crew wrangling a 6-foot gator.
Yeah, how they were able to get the animal unstuck and safely to a farm on Florida's west coast. John?
All right, beautiful day it was for the most part. I know we had a little rain shower here and there, but the reality is we're back using the umbrellas, so get them ready. The forecast coming up.
All right, John, and a Monday finish for the players leaves a local golfer with the trophy. Coming up, Cole Pepper has the highlights and reaction from the players' champion.
Ahead on the morning show, seeing prices hike beyond the pump, the effect oil prices could have on your next flight, and how soon you could notice the difference. Plus, starting your day off the right way, 2 healthy swaps that go a long way, and the secret ingredient you want in your cereal. And coming out on top this March Madness, the math to picking the perfect bracket.
What keeps me up at night? Where do I start? Are my kids healthy and safe? Is my mom doing okay? Our crazy schedules. When I need news to help me keep up, I go to the people I know and trust. They get answers to the questions I care about most. The things I need to know to keep my family safe, like tracking the weather that keeps us off the beach. From scams and ripoffs to the I-Team folks who investigate, they show me how that story most affects me. The problem solvers in our backyard. They are who they've always been. News for Jax on Channel 4, the local station.
Exact Track 4D, cutting-edge technology to keep you safe.
For the 8th time in the history of the players, they needed an extra day to finish.
Yes, they needed it, and Cole Pepper is here. Cole, it's the 5th Monday finish for TPC Sawgrass, and here's an ironic tie between this one and the last one.
Yeah, just like the last Monday finish in 2005, the winner is a golfer who lives here in town. In 2005, it was Fred Funk. In 2022, it's the Australian-born Cameron Smith, who lives in Jacksonville, who emerged as the winner after 5 days of dealing with the rain and the wind. He did it in record-setting fashion. To the stadium course we go.
Well, that is awesome.
That is so cool.
Great tidbit there. And I know, John, as we're talking about it, you said today there was one shower in the area. Of course it came down on the players.
Exactly.
Just really crazy bad luck. That was basically a brief shower, but the fact that there was any rain on the radar today and it ended up at the players first, it did travel through Duval County, was just kind of like icing on the cake. So let's talk about the real deal. The rains that we saw today, they were a little hit and miss. But the umbrella days are rolling back towards us pretty quickly. Not as heavy as what we experienced last week. Should start sometime tomorrow afternoon and evening. Heaviest will be, though, at night and then Wednesday afternoon. But wait, there's more. By Friday night, Saturday, we could be looking at another round of showers and storms. Well, again, not much happening right now as we look at the big picture. Again, Exact Track 4D just picking up on the little ground clutter here. That little rain shower that took place earlier today literally started right there along the coast and went right over Ponte Vedra and then went towards the downtown area, and that basically wrapped it up. How much rain are we looking at? Well, this is just to look through Wednesday night. And the forecast models are going to shift around a little bit, but at this point in time, looks like the heavier rains will be south of town. Gainesville, which had better than 6 inches of rain over the last week, will see another inch. So too down towards St. Augustine. Georgia will see it. And if there's a dry slot, it would be right between the two from Lake City to Jacksonville. Here's how that breaks out hour by hour. As we get into the early morning hours tomorrow, there's the sunshine looking pretty nice out there. Temperatures again in the upper 50s as the sun's coming up. Lunchtime, we're in the low 70s, and you're saying, rain? What rain? I don't know what you're talking about, John. By 3 o'clock, the chances go up, but the forecast models do vary on how it rolls in here. It does seem to get here by about sundown, which is 6 or 7:30-ish. That's at 6. All the way through 8 o'clock, we'll see those showers roll through. Then we'll see a pause in the action, and then another round of scattered showers into the early morning. And then Wednesday afternoon, here comes some bigger rain showers, and so those will be the thunderstorm variety. So it's a little bit of everything in terms of the shower activity. It comes at weird hours. It's not your classic summertime stuff. So you keep the umbrella with you and be prepared for the possibility of showers throughout Wednesday afternoon as well. Here's the forecast of the next couple of days. Mid-70s, pretty nice. This will be the warmest day since going back till Friday. Yeah, Friday, 77 on Wednesday, Thursday near 80, and we do get to 80. Unfortunately, this actually adds some heat to the atmosphere. And on Saturday, Janice, again this weekend, another round of potentially heavy rains. I consider that anything more than 2 inches of rain. So let's just see how it all plays out. Keep your umbrellas handy and know that the rains are back starting late tomorrow.
Thank you for the heads up, John. And just a reminder, another place to watch News4JAX is News4JAX Plus. It's available on Roku, Apple TV, Fire Stick, Android TVs, and Chromecast. Just search News4JAX on your streaming device to download.
Up next, those responsible for a suspected road rage shooting are still on the loose after a Jacksonville couple had to go to the hospital. Details on what happened on I-95 coming up after the break.
The news team you can trust. That's the News4JAX difference.
Weather is brought to you by Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family.
Next, ET, The Rock reigniting rumors of a presidential run, what Dwayne Johnson just told us. Plus, only we're with Simon Cowell in Sin City, the latest on his recovery. Next, ET.
Tomorrow at 7 on Channel 4, the local station.
A suspected case of road rage in Flagler County sends a Jacksonville couple to the hospital. Deputies are still searching for the group responsible for shooting into the couple's car on I-95 Saturday night.
And next, leaving larger cities and moving to Jacksonville, why more African Americans are calling our city home and what this could mean for local politics.
Plus, as the war in Ukraine rages on, there are new fears about another country potentially getting involved. The 10 o'clock news is next.
You're watching Channel 4, the local station. Live with Mary Bear, Kent Justice. The Weather Authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist John GAUGHAN. Sports analysis with Cole Pepper. And breaking news with Sky 4. The 10 o'clock news continues.
The United States is sending a stern message to China on a potentially negative outcome if they decide to inject themselves into Russia's lethal invasion of Ukraine.
And this as the Pentagon sounds the alarm that Russia appears to be broadening their target set in western Ukraine. This comes as today a Fox News journalist was seriously injured in Ukraine. Benjamin Hall was right outside Kyiv. There's no update yet on his condition.
In national news, authorities in New York City and Washington, D.C., they are looking for the same man that they say is targeting and shooting homeless people. Police believe the suspect seen here in these surveillance photos shot 5 homeless men in recent days, killing 2 of them. Most of the victims were sleeping when they were shot. And so now the New York Police Department, Washington Metropolitan Police Department, the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, they are all working together on the investigation. Authorities are offering a total reward of $55,000 for information leading to this man's arrest.
Get ready to roll up your sleeves again. Pfizer CEO says a 4th COVID-19 vaccine shot will be needed. If you are moderately or severely immunocompromised and have had 3 doses of Pfizer or Moderna shot already, it is recommended to get the extra dose. A Florida judge agreed to a request from the family of Bob Saget and will permanently block certain records of his death. His wife and 3 daughters filed a lawsuit last month asking a state judge to prohibit the release of any records from the local medical examiner's office. They'd been previously granted a temporary injunction. Saget died in January, 1 day after performing in St. Johns County.
Ford will begin shipping certain vehicles to their customers without some parts. It's due to the worldwide computer chip shortage. The company says that they will still ship their Explorer SUVs, but without chips that control rear seat air conditioning and heat. Passengers in the front, they'll still be able to adjust backseat climate controls. Once the chips become available, Ford will add it to the vehicles at no cost.
More African Americans are moving to Jacksonville from larger cities. That's according to an Associated Press report for the 2020 census. And the population shift could have an impact on politics, too.
Live from outer space, it's Pete Davidson. The Saturday Night Live comedian will take off on Blue Origin's 20th mission to space. Davidson is one of 6 passengers scheduled to be aboard. Others on the mission include the founder of nonprofit Space Kids and a teacher at the University of North Carolina. This will be the New Shepard mission's 4th human flight. The flight is scheduled to launch March 23rd, and of course it'll be from West Texas.
The Jaguars are making a huge splash on the first day of free agency.
Yeah, make that 5 big splashes. Who the team signs and what kind of difference it'll make, that's coming up after the break.
And now here's Stacy with a look at what's coming up tonight on News4JAX at 11.
Ahead, all new at 11, passports might be looking different in the near future. We're getting a glimpse at the proposed redesign, why the State Department says this will make the documents more secure. And if you recently quit your job during the Great Resignation, are you feeling a bit of remorse? You're not alone. The biggest reason many workers are having regrets. Those stories and more coming up on News4JAX at 11.
Healthy breakfast, easy and cheap. Exactly how many grams of added sugar to keep your cereal under? Why there's still hope for affordable flights, and upping your chances with March Madness Moneyball Tuesday.
The Putnam County Jail recently received some new residents, but they're not there for any sort of crime. 8 baby chicks. Look at this. They hatched at the jail farm this weekend. Inmate workers maintain the farm and have been showing lots of interest over the new additions. The chicks are being kept behind bars for being too cute.
ExactTrack 4D constantly scans for new threats in your neighborhood, alerting you faster than ever when severe storms are heading your way.
I wonder if they're hatching a plan, John, to get out of there.
Yeah.
That's how they give you one right there.
They'll need little umbrellas.
Once they get out, they're going to need an umbrella, but they're going to try to crack their way out, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, take a look. Today, tomorrow, the daylight savings thing, you're still trying to get it together because, you know, I woke up this morning and I was like, it's so dark outside. And I recognize, oh, yeah, that thing. Busy days for sure in the weather office, and you get a little bit thrown on your time clock, but this really added to the mix. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 7:37. Sun goes down tomorrow evening, 7:34. Twilight, if it was a really super clear day, actually goes to about 8 o'clock. Here's how it looks on ExactTrack 4D, and again, that's the old ground clutter pattern. You can just see, again, the atmosphere starts to stabilize, and it literally settles out, and then we get cold on the bottom, warm on top for the first couple thousand feet, and as such, you end up with this very weird weather or this weird radar return, and that's what we're looking at right now. Look at the SUNGLASS forecast. Like I said, right at the beginning of the morning, you might need it, but thereafter the clouds thicken up. And so we look at the rain chances, not just for, you know, the next 24 hours, which I'll show you more in a minute. 35% chance for tomorrow. It doesn't sound like a lot, but remember, it comes late in the day, so it's like right in this time zone. I would go 85% chance of rain for Tuesday night. Tomorrow night, 24 hours from now, again, going from about 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. Tuesday night. Wednesday, we'll still have that round of afternoon showers and thunder showers. Then we dry out Thursday and Friday. Then Saturday, looking a little bit better now. We're not looking quite as stormy, but these models will go back and forth when you're looking 5-6 days out. So I think at this point, we'll just kind of put the probability up there for Saturday rains and storms and see how it goes. 7 on the GAUGHAN gauge for tomorrow, 74, 77, 79. Showers going to be out there those 2 days, but again, it's Tuesday night, and we're talking basically 4 p.m. on tomorrow evening. That's when the rains, if you have plans for tomorrow evening, be alert to the rains coming down hard at times, but not every backyard this time. It shouldn't be quite so widespread. As we head towards Friday, look at that daytime high, now indicating close to the low 80s as the rains will shift mainly into Georgia, where folks in South Georgia could pick up some pretty good downpours. And again, we'll follow all this out throughout the work week. Janice?
Thank you, John. They weren't the usual big names atop the leaderboard at the Players today, but We had plenty of drama from them.
Certainly did. Culpeper almost had a playoff after a long week at the stadium course.
Yeah, we were all hoping it wouldn't go too long. What we didn't know was who would win the championship until the next to last stroke of the tournament. Even without those big names atop the leaderboard, this is what the course does. It almost ensures you're going to have drama at the end of the final round. And boy, did we have it today. Now to the Jaguars, who proved today that a year can make a big difference. Last year, the Jaguars spent free agency shopping in the bargain bin. This week, they look like they're going to be big spenders, maybe the biggest in the league. On day one of the legal tampering period, here's what the Jaguars have done so far, and they may not be done, by the way. Let's start right here with Brandon Scherff. This is the biggest deal they've agreed to terms with. Here's a guy who's been a 5-time Pro Bowler. If he stays healthy, he could be a major difference maker on the offensive line. Jaguars also agreed to terms with Foley Fatukasi. Talk about a big guy in the middle. He's a run stuffer from the Jets, a defensive tackle. He's going to help in the trenches. From Atlanta, it's Foye Oluokun, who is a tackling machine, led the league in tackles last year. They also added Arizona's Christian Kirk. The slot receiver is just 25 years old. He had a career-high 77 catches for 982 yards last year. But that's not all. It's a totally different approach, and something I think for the Jaguars makes a huge benefit. Give Doug Peterson a lot of credit. His presence here, I think, made a big difference in what the Jaguars were able to do today. For now, the 10 o'clock news continues right after the break.
Weather is brought to you by Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family.
Don't let inconvenient weather crash your plans.
Blue skies in the morning, showers and storms cranking up.
Chief Meteorologist John GAUGHAN and the Weather Authority. Your forecast is our forte.
We've got cloudy and damp conditions.
Exact Track 4D, counting in every minute to expect delays.
Oakleaf in about 40 minutes time.
Whether you're a rock star parent or steering wheel soloist, stay tapped in and never miss a beat.
If you have the Weather Authority app, you just got an alert.
The Weather Authority on News 4 Jax. Always watching, always tracking.
Worker helped wrangle a 6-foot alligator.
To learn more, Gage Golding reports. He just might. More at 11.
Yeah, Stacy joins me for News Jax at 11 next.